I'm Alexandra Barr. I'm a third-year undergraduate at the University of California, Berkeley. I'm studying political science and society and environment, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. And more specifically, I grew up in Calabasas, small neighborhood land of the Kardashians. And in my high school, I was a student body president. I did a lot of extracurriculars and really was, one of the, I guess you could say I was a leader on my campus, but I was searching and yearning for more and was really excited to go to UC Berkeley and be around all these other intellectuals. And it's true, I am now, but I've kind of been able to take a step back. And high school for me was always about being the best and being at the top and doing whatever I could for myself to succeed. Whereas now I'm in college and sure, maybe I want to go to law school or I have other goals, but I don't need to be the biggest fish in the pond to succeed here. So, but I've been very fortunate to meet people who have connected me to Bridge, because BridgeUSA has really been my little precious baby that I'm so grateful for every day, and have made some of my closest friends as well.
When you came to Berkeley, were you a political type or not? And have things changed for you while you're here?
When I came to Berkeley, I was sort of seen as a political outcast from my family. I come from a kind of affluent neighborhood in LA. It's the land of the Kardashians. It's known as Calabasas. And I was interested in environmental policy and learning about the trees, and my family was like, she's the Berkeley kid, she's going to be Berkeley liberal, and she's going to come back with pink hair and all that jazz. So when I came to Berkeley, that's kind of who I thought I would be. I was like, I'm going to rebel against my family, be very different than what they want me to be. And then I actually came to Berkeley and I was like, wait, I don't even know who I am. And I don't really like these crazy tree people too much. So my views actually have really changed over time. And really just that I've become more open-minded and open to hearing other people's opinions, hearing other people's beliefs, and not, being so upset with, my family. Learn to understand where they were coming from as well. And trying to find that kind of new ground. College is a time, obviously, when people are exploring their identity, exploring their beliefs, trying to figure out who they are in the world. And that's kind of just what I'm doing. And I've had some changes along the way, but where I am right now is very different than who I came to be.
When you came here, did you think you had a point of view, or did you think you were just right?
I think I had a point of view. I identified very much with the left liberal cause, and I felt like that was the right way, and my family, who identifies more conservatively, were absurd, and they were wrong. And they either had a terrible education, and there was some connection there that was off, and I was like, I'm just going to learn and prove them all wrong. And I haven't done just that.
What effect did BridgeUSA have on that?
The BridgeUSA movement really encouraged me to challenge preconceived notions that I had, and encouraged me to seek people who were different than myself. It encouraged me to kind of challenge my own assumptions and my own conclusions. And more importantly, it provided me a space that the rest of Berkeley didn't provide, because it was a place where people of all backgrounds, all political beliefs, could share their opinions, which is something that obviously Berkeley has been attacked for in the media. Concerns my family had were also about this concept of, sameness, an echo chamber, right? So BridgeUSA allowed me to challenge that, and to continue to challenge my beliefs every day, and strengthen my arguments, and learn how to talk to someone you may disagree with. It's been a really empowering experience, learning what brings people to the beliefs that they have, and learning where there's room for people to learn and grow, and that as 18 to 21-year-olds, we don't know everything. And there's an opportunity to really be humble and know that, you know what, I'm here to learn, I'm here to hear what you have to say, and not necessarily speak what I think is the right way and the way that everybody should think.
So you've used the BridgeUSA movement, among other things, to explore yourself.
When I came to Berkeley, I strongly felt that I knew a lot about the world, and I knew a lot about who I was and who I wanted to be. When in reality, I really didn't know that much. And I was only 18 years old. I'm now only 20 years old. And I still don't know that much. But I know that there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to grow from, and having an opportunity to challenge your own assumptions, to challenge your beliefs, and to speak to people who have a whole different background than you, have a different set of parents than you, have a different religion from you, we talk about diversity all the time, especially at Berkeley, but we don't talk about ideological diversity so much. But the truth is, ideological diversity is a result of all the other kinds of diversity. And I think it's really important to realize that, and how important it is to be proud of the fact that we all have different views, and we should listen to them and not necessarily agree with them. And that's the whole idea of Bridge. We don't have to agree with each other, but we have to learn how to listen and try to understand where someone's coming from. And Bridge has really allowed me to do that, and to be introspective and learn more about the things that I care about, the things that I want to learn more about.
Think of a story where somebody confronted your beliefs and challenged you when it was uncomfortable. I need personal, here's a moment that happened to me.
I remember just a few months ago, after the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh, BridgeUSA decided we need to host a discussion, because it seems like there's only one voice being heard on this campus, and that's, we hate Brett Kavanaugh and we don't want him nominated, and there's no way that he will be nominated. And he was. And part of that interesting debate, that national debate, was also discussed here on this campus. And I remember feeling very strongly against Brett Kavanaugh as well. And I remember it being a very personal issue, covering topics of sexual assault, and how that relates to those in power and those who get away with certain things. And we had this event, and I remember a Bridge member who was facilitating a conversation, and he had to really step back and lead the discussion. And he shared his own personal story about sexual assault as a white heterosexual male, which you normally don't hear. And that was a really unique experience, and something that I think you would only see at a Bridge kind of discussion. And he used that to introduce the topic, and then that kind of started the groundwork for showing, BridgeUSA is unconventional. We're not here to preach to you this or that, but to come from a place of, this is my own experience and I'm here to share it with you. So once he said that story, I was like, it made me more passionate about the subject of, Brett Kavanaugh, and that he shouldn't be nominated. But many people made some really interesting points, that the Supreme Court shouldn't be so political. The reason that we have this third branch is to act as an apolitical body. Even though that's something that historically hasn't necessarily been true, it is an important point. And I learned that maybe his past and his experiences with women when he was a college teenager, and this might, get me in trouble at Berkeley, but maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe he's still a very qualified judge. Maybe he still has done tons of academic work and put all his energy into this career which he deserves. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. But from being in Bridge, I can come to recognize where each side kind of stands and that they both hold some validity. And I'm not here to tell you how I feel or how I think he's wrong or I am so upset that he was nominated or that I love him and I'm so excited that he's on the Supreme Court. But that moment where I realized they're not crazy, they're not horrible, hateful people, they don't condone sexual violence. It's just a different understanding of what a Supreme Court nomination is and what that looks like. And that was a moment for me where I was just thankful for Bridge and thankful to know that there are people who value a difference of opinion and can move forward and can have those tough conversations that can be emotional and can be heart-wrenching too. But it was extremely powerful as well.
So you're saying this whole thing has made you stronger. You're far more able to step into environments and handle yourself with points of view and conflict.
BridgeUSA has definitely given me the tools to be able to work with people who I disagree, to really challenge myself, to try to see where someone else is coming from, and really that tool of conflict resolution, right? And not necessarily coming to a compromise, but learning how to work with someone and move forward from this difference that you face. And the greatest part of all of that is that it can be applied to anything. It's not just political. It can be applied to your career. It can be applied to your family. It can be applied to your friends. And really can be applied to the humanity in the world. And I think that no matter what side of the political spectrum you fall on, BridgeUSA is relevant.
What are you planning to do in life, and does this strengthen wherever you're headed?
Yes, I think BridgeUSA will definitely be a part of my life no matter what career I go into. I'm a double major with political science and something called society and environment, which is a very Berkeley major, but it's like environmental policy. So I'm looking at issues of climate change and really big crises that we face as not only a country but as a planet, right? And I've actually, last year, I planned a climate change event where we included conservative speakers who believe in climate change, just have more market-based approaches to solving this problem that we have. And that has inspired me. Just that event that I planned last semester has inspired me to bring more people into the conversation, include stakeholders from both sides of the aisle, and really learn to figure out what works and what doesn't. So who knows if I'll be on the UN, on an international environmental political body, or I'll just be working with a non-profit organization and working in my local community. Either way, I think this tool of listening, being empathetic, and being really pragmatic, being practical about how we solve things and how we can work together, which I think is you're taught from a very young age. But how can we do that as adults living in society, working to make our country and our planet better? It really requires all those skills.